Like your phone from 3 years ago, the Grand i10 desperately needed a firmware update to stay relevant, and that is exactly what Hyundai have given it. But the question is it enough? To start off with, you get a 7-inch infotainment screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which even has mirror link, so it effectively mirrors your phone screen and gives you some added functionality. In addition to that, you also get automatic climate control, and if you have trouble parking a car the size of a shoebox, Hyundai have even given us a rear parking camera. So like the latest Android update, it isn't a complete design overhaul, rather it's tweaks over what already works. Now, like with every UI change, there's always that one thing that just doesn't sit well with you. And for me, that is the rear bumper. However, bringing the design together is Hyundai's 14-inch diamond cut alloys that give it a well-balanced proportion. The Grand i10 comes in 4 variants. You have the Era, you have the Magna, you have the Sports, and this, the top of the range, the Asta. Now, the range starts from 4.59 lakh rupees, which coincidentally again is the same entry point as the Ignis, but it is 30,000 rupees cheaper than the outgoing range of Grand i10 cars. Now, the further up the scale you go, the top of the range model that we're driving right here, the Asta, costs 7.36 lakh rupees, which is 30,000 rupees more than the top of the range outgoing version of the Hyundai Grand i10. The reason for that is they've effectively axed the Asta O model and just given you the best version of the top-end car. You get that 256-litre boot in the back, which is again industry standard. You get ample amounts of legroom, and you have that added convenience of a rear AC vent and a rear 12-volt socket. So it does have a little bit of an edge up in that sense when it comes to the Ignis. From the driver's seat, you have height adjustment for the driver, you have tilt adjustment on the steering wheel, which again is just exactly the same as its competition. Now, there haven't been any changes to the petrol engine on this car, but Hyundai have rebored the diesel engine to 1.2 liters, and it produces a bit more power but a lot more torque. The biggest gripe with the outgoing model was that the diesel engine lacked a bit of that oomph. Now, with this added torque, it effectively solves that. I really like the steering on the car. Now, in the past, Hyundai have gotten a lot of flack for their steering racks for being a little too iffy and sketchy at higher speeds. It doesn't offer the best feedback in the world, but this isn't a car just for that. It offers just the right amount of weight. And this is a word I wouldn't really use in a car like this, but the steering is a little bit confidence-inspiring. Now, the brakes work adequately well enough. You got discs in the front, drums in the rear. But the only letdown when it comes to the driving dynamics of the car, I have to say, is the gearbox. If I'm going in, especially from reverse to first, I always found myself sort of slotting into third. And compared to the gearbox in the Ignis, I have to say that this isn't as good. Hyundai is known for making great diesel engines, and this car is absolutely no exception. Cruising in the city, 40 kilometers an hour in third gear, I can barely hear it. So now the one place that the Grand i10 falters is safety. Maruti with the Ignis has set the precedent of offering dual airbags, ABS and EBD as standard across the range. Now in the base variants, you only get a driver's side airbag, and if you want the option of ABS and dual airbags, well, it's only limited to the very top end of the range, and there isn't EBD on offer. There's no doubt in my mind that India loves the Grand i10, and this car is definitely going to sell in droves. But the question remains is, how is it going to fare now that the competition itself has upped their game? Why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button on our channel, which will give you access to a lifetime's worth of incredible motoring content for free. Do let us know what you thought about the car in the comment section below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.